I just want to say, firstly, well, I want to acknowledge the MCs. Let's give a round of applause to the MCs because they never get thanked. I do a lot of MCing and the MCs never get thanked, so there we are. Thank you for your contribution this morning. But I just want to say that I've judged a few speech competitions this year at schools, but this one has tackled some of the most difficult subjects that I think I've heard. So I want us all to give a round of applause to our speakers. Because sometimes it's easy to just tackle easy subjects that we're comfortable with, but our speakers today really took on some very challenging topics, and that was really awesome, really, really awesome to see. So let me tell you a couple of things about what happened today, which is really special. Do you know, I spend a bit of time working with adults who are trying to learn to be confident speakers. So they have got all the way, sometimes into their mid-40s, early 50s, and they still are not confident speaking. The greatest achievement that you can make as an individual is to be able to come up on a stage or in front of a group of people and express your ideas confidently. And if that is something that you don't feel confident doing at the moment, I really encourage you to spend time learning how to do it. And what we saw today from our speakers were some fantastic examples of how to do that properly. They came up on stage, they were prepared, they'd learnt their lines, and it takes a lot of practice to do that. And most importantly, they had the guts to come up and do it. And all of you, many of you in the audience I know, will be sitting there thinking, gosh, I'm glad that's not me. But really it should be. Really it should be. All right? So we had about 7 or 8 people stepped up to the challenge today. So I want to challenge you, who are the audience, that if you feel that's something that you can't do at the moment, work on next year. Set that as a goal for next year, that you want to take part in the speech competition. I'm sure Mr. Paul would be happy to have more people than he could try and fit on the stage, or maybe run several speech competitions if the demand was that great, okay? So really think about that, because that is what will get you ahead in the future, being able to communicate your ideas. All right, so with all of that, let's award some, or give some recognition, some love. Firstly, we want, reverse order, we want to give a highly commended to a speech that I really enjoyed, because it was beautifully structured. It talked about success and failure. There's some great lessons to be learnt to take from that. So we're giving a highly commended to Florence. Where's Florence? Well done, Florence. Congratulations. Yeah. And consider doing more of that sort of motivational speaking, because people can't get enough of that. And do you know, one of the things, I get paid to go and do professional speaking, so you can make money out of it as well too, if you're good. So think about going on to the professional speaking circuit. There's good money to be made. Well done, Florence. Thank you very much. Okay. Third place. This was a speech that really moved me emotionally, because one of the most difficult things to do is to get up on stage and admit your mistakes, to admit where you failed, to do that publicly in front of all of your peers. But not only to admit that you'd made a mistake, but to tell the audience about how you'd thought about that, how you'd actually tried to understand why you didn't do what you should have done. And that's a really important thing that we all need to do. Analyze our actions and think and reflect about why. So we are giving third place for a beautiful speech that should be given more often to more schools, because it's a universal message. Pelu, congratulations. And we can all learn from our mistakes as well too. So well done. All right, second place. Love this speech too, because it was a highly relevant speech about the world that we live in. And it tackled a subject and a word, two words actually, that are becoming increasingly more important in the language. But I suggest that you guys are starting to know more about it than probably your parents do, because it is going to be part of the world that you grow up in. And we're talking about AI, artificial intelligence. And this talked about a very clever idea. How can we use artificial intelligence to think about how that can influence the Māori language in the future? And so we are giving second place with a wonderful speech that again deserves more coverage in the future to Aria. Is it? Have I got that pronunciation right? Aria. Kapai, and definitely write to Jacinda Ardern and send her a copy of that speech and say, I challenge your government to think about how we use digital influence in the future. Will you do that for me? Yep. All right, she'll write back too. Well done, Harry, congratulations. All right, so the all-important first place. Now, this was a young man who came out and owned the stage. And that is a very difficult thing to achieve for a speaker. To come out and engage the audience in a way that they just couldn't not be, they couldn't drop off, they couldn't fall asleep, they couldn't not listen, because it was compelling and it was engaging. And the thing that really impressed me was that he had no notes, no cue cards. He did it all with a complete sense of conviction and belief, and it was a difficult topic because it's not something that we think about all the time. We're giving first place for a very convincing, a very impressive, a very professional performance to Christian.
I'm so honored to get this award. I usually don't speak in front of a lot of people. It's not really what I do. But I'm so honored to get this award. It's, sorry. It's, it's just, I never thought I would do it. Shots to all the speakers out there. I really loved all their speeches. But thank you to everyone who supported me along the way, and thank you.
Congratulations to Chris. It was an amazing speech, and congratulations to all our place getters, and our highly commended. Just to reiterate a couple of things that Andrew has said, it's the honesty that captures when we sit and we're listening to people speak from the heart. Those are always the best speeches. And Talia said that in hers as well. I'm going to speak to you from my heart. And that's what moves an audience. We're attached to the topic, and it makes you feel so much more relaxed than trying to sell something that you actually don't believe in. So proud of all of you. It takes some courage to get before a large audience, especially one of your peers, and have a speech. So congratulations, very proud of the school here in Manarewa. And I look forward to coming back again and listening to some other speeches and seeing you up there as well. Thank you.
And I just want to add one thing too, give Christian and a friend, he can select a friend. This coming Saturday, TEDx in Auckland, I don't know if any of you have watched the TEDx talks. Well, this Saturday is TEDx Auckland, and I'm going to be emceeing that event, and we are currently training 20 of those speakers. We're going through rehearsals at the moment. Fortunately, the tickets are quite expensive, $175 each, but I'm prepared here to give Christian and one person of your choice 2 tickets to come and join us at TEDx Auckland and watch 20 amazing speakers share their thoughts as well too. So Christian, that's for yours as well.